This is the Infinite Intelligence Report, episode number 7. Question: why has this time now been such a challenging time to predict where things are headed? It is only challenging for some to see such things ahead because of the involvement that heads all other tendencies preventing one from seeing clearly. As long as there is involvement in affairs, one cannot see with clarity about what the result past such situations and agendas shall be. Humanity is experiencing these radical changes within their timelines on a highly involved basis. Because of this, the perceptions that bring predictions will always include some form of personal involvement, and in doing so, a timeline cannot be seen with clarity. If you truly wish to see what lies ahead with clarity, remain unattached to a timeline. By unattached, you see it as a spectator or witness. You cannot have a fair judge in a courtroom if they are biased towards a defendant personally, nor can you have a referee that remains unbiased when he favors a certain team over another. This will not bring a balanced result, and neither will one's perception of events in which they are heavily involved with. Your heart is always telling you the truth, but your decision to listen to the heart needs to be recognized and committed to. It is the subtlety in all things that is the true voice of truth. If you will not listen to it, you remain in the roar of a rampaging ego, identity trapped inside the walls of involvement, wanting the situation to resolve itself in its own way, rather than through nature's own way. This is something that is highly common among people in fear, in hesitancy, in frustration regarding the occurrences of events taking place upon the earth now. If you cannot calm your heart and listen to that quiet voice carried on the wind, you will only remain in the dark to why all such things are happening here and now. There are always reasons, but only the quietest and humble of hearts will know of such reasons. Question: is there more of an accurate way for us as a civilization to get a sense of where we are going in the times ahead? As mentioned previously, this requires a subtle and humble heart. You cannot know where you are going if you are blindfolded and constantly protest about how your view is obstructed without the common sense to remove the blindfold. It is also very important not to concern over the direction you as a collective is going, for it is not your position to hold responsibility for such a task. Such a thing is far beyond the human capability, and you can never take control of it. Human suffering will always continue for as long as those who see themselves as human beings remain in this world. If you search for answers from the outside, demanding to know where you and your people are venturing in the times ahead, you will only continue to see further turmoil because you remain in the dark about how to abide inside a humble heart. The truth always resides within. It is not something searched for outwardly. To do this will only cause you greater frustration, distraction, and suffering as you choose only to listen and study the outside. To study the outside is to be attached to the projection of the world. This is not where the answers to your soul abide. Therefore, do not concern about the state of the world or the state of the collective. You will never be able to hold any leeway in being able to control this. It is only a hollow concern, and you are never responsible for another's life decision, let alone the decisions of billions of others on the earth. That is an undertaking no human being has ever been given. Why then do you believe you must undertake it? Would it not be correct in working on yourself, as that is the life that you have control of? Would it not be prudent in handling your own affairs and healing your own wounds so you can see the world for what it truly is from inside? When you think in this way, you will be free from the illusory boundaries you set for yourself. You create the impossible within your mind and feel you can resolve it from a human standpoint. This is not possible, so do not torment yourself in being the savior of humanity. That is not what you are here to do. You cannot perform the work of God by seeing your life through human eyes. Those who go to God know the great work. Those who live in the divine understand the master plan and the cycles that spawn the ebb and flow of the current that governs creation. As they see it and know it, they never change it, for one never needs to change harmony. Go within, see your heart, live in the divine by going into the quiet, humble space that exists inside you and simply listen. As you do, you will know what is to take place upon the earth during this time. And you will also know that this will accelerate humanity's growth, not stunt it. Those with the eyes to see, ears to hear, and heart to listen will know these things spoken of. Question. There is so much talk about going into the heart and listening to the subtle energies. Many teachers have talked about this for many generations. But why is it that so few are able to experience this, and not the many? The cycles of life are always at work, and through where you exist within your human evolution, grants only those that have the dedication to look within and realize what is transpiring through the cycles to be here on Earth at this time. Humanity is a young species and a growing civilization still within its adolescence. Many of you have come here to live the life of God, yet the voice of the outer world has become your seducer over your divinity. You have been indoctrinated to believe in the artificial programs to stay in the outside world by relying too much on your physical senses. When you hear of meditation and of humility, where one can go within and access all knowledge through the subtlety of your soul, you are fascinated by this and only wish to study it rather than to practice it. And for those of you who do practice this, you will feel you make little progress and give up too soon as your attention focuses more on the tangible rather than the intangible. This is a lack of one's own inner faith and commitment. The distractions of technology and the emotional and mental situations you involve yourselves with become the dominant voice in your life. Humanity has, in most respects, forgotten its roots in nature. It has become transfixed on technology and outer stimulation. This is why many of you may speak of your spiritual path, but few of you are doing the work necessary to learn the language of the heart, which is subtlety and the ability to listen inwardly. Yet there are those of you who do remember what the inner voice sounds like, and you do dedicate yourselves to listening from the inside, tuning into the heart, and hearing God speak to you through the heart. Those of you who do will awaken at appropriate times to reach your own epiphanies and help those to achieve their own. Everything is in balance when it comes to the student, the teacher, and the master. The cycles always balance this out in perfect harmony. If you believe yourself to be committed into looking inwardly, demonstrate this frequently through your daily life. It is not a difficult path to listen to yourself inwardly and realize that you are God consciousness. It is the denseness of the outer world and the ignorance accumulated that remains unresolved that leads one through difficulty as they journey inwards. You cannot take all the weight of ignorance and arrogance with you from within. There exists no space within you that can hold such dense weight. It must be purged. The lightness of your soul comes from the lightness of your emotions, your thoughts, and your attitude to realize your God consciousness. Ignorance and arrogance cannot be included in this and must work to be dissolved. Your own light of truth, your heart of love and compassion, and your ability to be soft and supportive are the elements in dissolving such heaviness. This is what is required to occupy your inner space, and to listen to the heart and to know you are God consciousness. And the most crucial step is the devotion to performing this great work from within. Harness that devotion, make that commitment strong, and as you practice, you will become lighter. As you become lighter, you will remember who you are as God consciousness. As you are God consciousness, you will know what this world is for, and why humanity is here, and why you are going through what you are going through. It is never to enslave nor to terminate humanity, but to educate it and evolve it, leading it into a grander maturity, where you now realize the universe is yours. All of creation is yours, and you hold the wisdom and the grace to govern it within a clean and radiant soul. This is the great work. This concludes this episode of the Infinite Intelligence Report. Next episode will be coming in 2 weeks' time. Thank you very much. and be well. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.